Kazi Whitfield, Director of Quality Engineering, Banking. Service virtualization allows you to function in an isolated manner. It allows you to not be so dependent on systems that in traditional testing causes you delays, causes impacts to your overall time testing schedule, and just creates inefficiency in your overall process. It allows you to duplicate those systems or mimic them in a way that just creates greater efficiency and increases time to market overall. The biggest thing is a huge time to market gain. The other thing is just financial efficiency. I mean, we're seeing huge financial gains in terms of using the tools. One of the biggest things that I like about the CA products is they do what they say they're going to do. So from financials, we're seeing millions of dollars worth of saves, but we're also seeing time to market gains just based on the fact that we're not dependent or delayed by back-end systems and other environments that traditionally cause us delays. Again, it does what it says it's going to do. It's a very stable platform. The initial installation and coming in and bringing it into your organization, it can be a little disruptive. But once you create some real strategies around how to deploy the solution in your platform, the gains far outweigh what the delays would have been or the challenges would have been in getting it up and going. It scales wonderfully. We've scaled it from doing isolated projects, 1 or 2 projects in terms of our pilots and proof of concepts, to putting it in an organization as an enterprise solution and going across huge organizations with millions of hits to the actual platform. The technical support is great. They're very responsive, but even on top of that, the resources that CA provides, whether it's your account directors, your strategists, your salespeople, are also very supportive. They're there when you need them. I mean, I've called them at 7 in the morning, I've called them at 10 at night, and I've never had an issue getting the right people engaged when I needed them. They also are really supportive of providing escalations when need be. And in some of their platforms that are even growing and migrating, if they need to enhance their solutions to fit your needs, they're also there to do that and support you. So we initially started with a small proof of concept. For a product like this, that's what you would normally do. With that proof of concept being successful, we migrated to supporting an entire organization within the bank that I was working at the time. And we took that solution from there to actually doing an enterprise deal and now pushing it across the entire company. I think some of the monitoring capabilities could be enhanced. Those aren't necessarily major gaps for us, but I think that would be good, just some of the real-time monitoring and reporting capabilities. Some of the solutions that we've had to create weren't necessarily out of the box. They were successful, and again, CA supported them, but some of the reporting capabilities would be good. Additionally, when you're starting to identify your value adds, some of that reporting would help in identifying and calculating your saves in it. Prior to engaging with CA, I had identified the need in terms of needing to isolate myself from both data environments, back-end systems. I knew I needed to do it, and I had actually started on a personal journey working with a couple of other vendor companies to try to figure out if we could actually build the solution. At that point, I was introduced to someone from CA and the initial Lisa product, as it was called at the time, and that product matched exactly what we needed at the time. It was a match made in heaven at that point, and we started down the journey at that point. I mean, the product is obviously key. You want a product that meets the needs that you have. The other thing is the service that I get provided by those people that are coming in, whether it's the sales or some of the pre-sales folks that are coming in. The support that I'm getting from them, the responsiveness that I'm getting from them is critical. If you don't have a company that's going to be good to you when they're trying to sell something to you, they're not going to be good to you when they're supporting you later. So has obviously been key for me. There were definitely other vendors on our short list. They all had quality or decent products. Where they fell short was on the service side, which is why I pushed for the CA solution. Back-end services, web services is primary function. We also use it for some MQ services. In terms of the value that we were able to get out of the tool, I would definitely probably give it a 9. The only reason I wouldn't push for a 10 is when we initially got the product, we were growing and the product was growing at the same time. So there were some things that had to be tweaked and with some support we needed that wouldn't have made it a 10 out of the box tool. I would say where we got it and the way we were able to use it, that definitely pushed it to a 10, but out of the box I would say, I felt like it was a strong 9 product. I would say if you've had the engagement with the CA tool and you've heard the sales presentations and you've heard kind of all the hoopla about what the tool will do, know that what they say it will do, it does. And it does it very, very well from a market standpoint. It does it as a market leader. You know, overall, I haven't had any complaints with the tool in terms of the organizations that we've deployed the tool. They love what the tool has done for them in terms of their development cycles, and the quality of the testing, and the coding they've been able to do using the tool. Not in terms of comparing it with a different solution, but realize that, you know, it is a disruptive tool in terms of the initial deployment. They need to understand it's going to take some heavy lifting. If their philosophy on deploying a tool is stand it up and everybody's going to come to you and want to use it, that's a poor solution, poor thought process. It is a tool that you're going to have to actively work to deploy. But if you put together a strategy around deploying the tool and you do the work, the tool will get you the gains and the advantages and the savings that you're looking for in your organization. Hearing what the industry is saying, what peers in the industry is saying is important. Some of our pain points generally are about the same. If they're showing how they can use the tool, how it's been successful for them, it is definitely something that I want to hear. Going to CA's website, sometimes you get to hear some decent reviews on there. Going to YouTube, you know, you definitely have people that are pushing great content out there and explaining not only the good things, but the challenges as well, which, you know, when you're going into a new tool, you want to know going in. So I think those are probably the main places that I would go to get content.